He's a stupid son of a bitch.
Whoa, bad timing on the intro. I'm trying to type here. Hey, welcome into 11 Deep Dawgcast. I'm here alone tonight. Everyone else is doing things with their family, and I'm just a degenerate for college football lover. So hit the like button, subscribe, come talk about your team in the chat. So tonight, what a day of college football. I just got through watching the most stressful, exhilarating, hateful, emotion wrenching football game I think I've watched in a long time. And I went through that same experience not 2 weeks ago when Alabama was in Athens. And here I go again at Jordan-Hare Stadium watching my dogs play the Auburn Tigers and SEC officiating crews just dictating my mood. Wow. Wow. There's a bunch of other good games on tonight. 7:30 slate was absolutely loaded. 3:30 slate was great. The noon slate was solid. I mean, just what a day. What a day. So I'm going to kind of wing it tonight since I don't have any help and I have no permissions to let anyone in and come like question me. So I'm just kind of going to rant. So hit me up in the chat. Let me know what you think about your team, what you think about my team. Here we go. So Georgia went into Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. I think it's in Auburn. It would make sense, right? Got absolutely dominated for the first 29 minutes of game. And then in the second quarter, with 1 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock, what's up, Noah? A controversial call fumble was made, which should have been a touchdown if the call stood. But anyway, I digest. And then from that point on, the dogs absolutely dominated the game.
How about the fucking dogs?
How about them? How about them? Oh man. So the last 1 minute and 47 seconds of the first half of the Georgia Auburn game took approximately 37 minutes to get through. 1 minute and 47 seconds of game time took 40 minutes. I'm going to round here. Took 40 minutes to get through because of officiating, because of every play being under review. The only thing that would have been stranger is an alien craft coming into the Earth's atmosphere at Jordan-Hare Stadium and attempting to land, but it wouldn't be able to touchdown. Like it's insane. And there was a joke there, and I expect some LOLs in the chat because that was hilarious. But oh my gosh, what a game. And then after that, so Auburn had 29 minutes of possession in the first half. And in the second half, the Dogs had like 31. Like it was a complete and total dichotomy of halves. The officiating was horrible the entire way through. I think the entire SEC officiating should be like recalled, impeached. I don't know the terminology, but it's absolutely tremendous. or not tremendous, horrific. I'm sorry, tremendously horrific. There we go. That's the words I was looking for. It is just so terrible, so terrible. But we did have a couple of key players. Gunnar Stockton absolutely played his life out, trying to like hand the ball off to run up the middle to Nate Frazier, who would get 2.3 yards. Mike Bobo, last season I defended Mike Bobo. The season before I defended Mike Bobo. But I think I have to officially be on the Bobo needs to go train. And this comes from like it's hard for me to say this because he's a great coordinator. He's efficient, he's effective. He gets points. He wins games. Top 25 offensive coordinator in the sport. But Jesus Christ, is it not stressful to watch him call games and play down, if you will, to talent and to play down to teams and to just attempt, and I use that word very specifically, attempt to cut teams by 1,000 cuts. Like, This sport is not a game of 1,000 cuts. Yeah, 1,000 cuts help, but you got to cut throats here. You got to hit the gas pedal, and when you can take advantage, you have to take advantage. So, I don't know. What do you disagree with? That's very, very vague. That Bobo needs to go. Are you on the Bobo train there, Star Wars dog? Cajun Corey says, "I'll trade you OC." Honestly, I don't think it would matter. This might be my emotion talking about Bobo, but I honestly think Kirby Smart's in charge of the offense, and he allows offensive coordinators to use Georgia's offense, and he limits the plays within, if that makes any sense. Kirby Smart wants to protect his defense, even though he's done a horrific job at that. This first, how many games are we in? 6 games this season. The defense is absolutely gassed. It's like probably the bottom half of the SEC. Like, you have great players. You have first round picks all over the field, or at least top 100 picks. I'll be more conservative in that. And it's like, what are we even doing? Get rid of them both, Bobo and Schumann? I don't think so, Noah. I think Schumann needs to stay. I think Schumann needs to stay as a linebackers coach. I don't think he needs to be a defensive coordinator, though. I think this season Georgia's truly missing Will Muschamp. I think that's noticeable. Noticeable that Will Muschamp's no longer there at a full-time capacity. And I'm not going to say it's embarrassing, but Georgia, to be fair, let's be fair to Georgia's defense. In the second half, I think they allowed like 70 yards. It's a tale of two halves this season with this team. Yeah, no third down stops. Well, that was in the first half. In the second half, again, they stopped them. How many first downs did Auburn get in the second half? Like 1, 2, and one of them was garbage time. But my blood pressure, my vocabulary is it's all gone. Like, I'm just burnt. Don't want to use that word. I'm shot out. Last 2 minutes of the second quarter, nail biter. Yeah, Mom. I don't want to get into that call. Like, me personally, I don't think what's his name? Oh God, I can't even think of the dude's name. Auburn's quarterback. I don't think he actually ever had possession of the ball. Like, the thing was moving the entire way. But either way, it appeared that the ball did cross the plane, the line, the end zone, the plane, the tip of the football crossed the plane of the end zone. So either it was a fumble in the end zone, which is a touchback recovered by Georgia, which should have put them on the 20-yard line, or Kylie, number 31, whatever his name is, should have been given the touchdown because they never blew the play dead. So either way, they got the call wrong on multiple fronts, which brings me back to SEC officiating. It just needs to be impeached. And I don't know the word. I don't know. Arnold. Thanks, Noah. But with all that being said, Georgia gets another win and continues on to what's important and trying to get into the playoffs. I'm not actually sure Georgia's trying to play for the SEC championship. I think this is college football is taking a turn for playing for playoffs instead of conference championships. So, but here we are. Howdy, small time. How do you roll alive and also blow it dead? Can't do both, either TD or a live fumble. I agree. So it should have either been a touchdown, which they couldn't say it was a touchdown because the ball was moving. It should have been a touchback for Georgia because they recovered it. Or it should have been a fumble, a scoop and score. So any way you slice it, what was actually called, like the next play, was entirely wrong. Because it should have been either Georgia's ball on the 20, Auburn touchdown, or Georgia touchdown. Like those are the only three outcomes that should have been. But then what makes it even worse is the next 39 minutes of live time with a minute 40 left on the game clock was nothing but like, oh, did that receiver actually catch that ball in bounds? Oh, well, let's not look at that targeting where a safety hits Gunnar Stockton directly in the crown of the helmet with his crown of the helmet. Let's not look at that. Let's just make sure he was in bounds when he's clearly got like 6 inches before he's out of bounds. He got 2 feet within possession. Like, what are we do? Oh my, SEC officiating has got me tilted. Yeah, I never heard the whistle. And there was another questionable call. I don't want to get stuck on officiating, but there was and maybe this is a new tactic that I need to pay attention to. But when when Georgia's offense substitute, the referee goes behind the center, which gives Auburn's defense or the defense time to also substitute. Well, Auburn's players, they weren't like slow trotting, but they were still substituting with like 1 second left on the play clock. But Georgia's like in formation ready to go, but the official's still behind the center, but yet it's a delay of game on Georgia. Like that doesn't make sense to me. It's maybe that's a tactic. I'm not sure. I just got a live news. If you're not tracking ESPN, BYU is about to lose their game. Let me pull up ESPN real quick because it has been a truly a day of upsets. Penn State lost to West Northern or whoever they are, Northwestern. Oregon lost at home in Autzen to Indiana. What? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Arizona is beating is fourth quarter, 4 minutes, 47 left, 24-14. That's awesome. Still a lot of puck left though. Oh man. Then the officials give Georgia neither delay of game or a timeout later on. It has to be one or the other. Yeah, I agree that Kirby Smart saying this is clapping. I'm not trying to take sides. I know I'm a Georgia fan here. SEC officiating is absolutely cooked, chalked, needs to be impeached, repealed, needs to just like decease from existence. I don't even know if that's a correct statement, but it needs to go away. Kind of like Mike Bobo from Georgia's offense. It's absolutely horrific. terrible stress induced. How many SEC games have we watched where the last minute of a half takes like a half an hour because of stupid calls? Like, there was another one where they Gunnar Stockton gets a snap, gets 6 yards out of the pocket, then they like, oh no, we got to review the last play. Like, no, motherfucker, excuse my language, sorry, the play's already under play. It's too late to review the last play. Like, what is going on here? It's So, Cage and Corey, I didn't get to watch the South Carolina LSU game because my blood pressure wouldn't allow me to divert from the Georgia Auburn game. I had to make sure the Jordan Hare voodoo wasn't about to happen because night game Jordan Hare, I think the last time Georgia played a night game there was like a 4th and 31 thrown, like that got tipped in the air by a Georgia safety, and then like the wide receiver caught it and ran it for like a 60-yard touchdown or something like that. Like, it's just crazy. Then you had the kick 6 like 2 weeks later. Like, it's weird things happen in that stadium at night, and I could not watch to see. It was, oh my gosh. I will say this: if Georgia doesn't figure something out, how to be more, I don't know if the word is consistent that I'm looking for here. More, that's the only word that can come to mind on both sides of the ball, either defensively getting stops or not letting wide receivers run down the middle of the field when you have 2 safeties playing deep, or like the defensive line. I don't know if it's tactically they're not trying to like get pressure, but trying to like not allow the line. You know, if they don't start doing something more consistent to get stops, we're gonna not go to where we want to go. And on the same note, if the offense doesn't like quit trying to run the ball up the middle, I know they're like doing different things on the line, like, oh, we're doing a counter. Oh, we're doing an inside zone. Oh, we're doing this. We're doing that. Like, well, it doesn't matter because it's so fucking predictable what's coming. It doesn't matter the schematic, I guess. I mean, I guess it does kind of in a way. But to date, we're not good at running the ball. We're mediocre at best. The only reason it works out kind of okay is because Gunnar Stockton's a threat. So either quit running the ball up the middle, start getting the toss truck back into the, where you toss the ball, something wide zone, something outside of a gap, or like, I don't know. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so predictable as well. I'm not even going to get into the screen game. Screen games, every team in college football does the little stupid screens to the sideline. Like, that is what it is. But Georgia's run game is absolutely just, it's coming. What's coming. It's going to be a gap. It's going to be some type of either pin and pull, like a guard is going to come in. Oh, sorry. You got your guard over here, your quarterback back here. He's going to pull around to the other side. It's going to be something like that, or it's going to be inside zone where there's like a highway, if you will, a crease created, and it's going to be right up A gap. They're not going to try to hit B gap. They're definitely not going to try to hit C gap. They're going to run it right up the fucking middle every time. And it's frustrating. Like 1st and 10, okay, if it works, you get 4 or 5 yards. 3, even 3 yards, whatever. Okay, but the next play, you need to do something different. Unless at some point in time you get a gash, which I'm counting as like 15 to 20 yards. Like, we have not gashed a defense on an inside zone or a run up the middle. At least not, that wasn't garbage time. I mean, it's like, what are we doing? I know you guys want to run the ball. I know that's been the whole mantra this offseason and during the season. Oh, we're going to stop the run. We're going to run the ball. You sure as fuck didn't stop the run in the first quarter. Now, did you? Like, well, you didn't stop the run in the beginning of the season either. You stopped the run pretty well against Alabama and against your SEC opponents. I think that's a fair statement, but you sure as hell hadn't ran the ball well. You're not leading in any category. You're not a threat per se. I don't know. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. There's no attack over the middle. The only passing plays that seem to work are up like a wheel route up the sideline on either side from a tight end or one of our 6'7" wide receivers, Noah Thomas or Colby Young. And then London Humphreys comes in out of nowhere and saves the day doing the same thing. Like there's no tight end play or like any kind of play over the middle of the field right now. And I don't know if that's because of the quarterback. I don't know if that's because of play calling. All I know is that it doesn't exist. And it's infuriating because the talent is there. Georgia has recruited at a top 3 level for the past 5 seasons. Why? I'm not saying, I know this is a game and you win some, you lose some. But it is infuriating to watch my team play down to the competition, not maintaining a standard. I know that's cliche, but sorry, I'm gonna get off of that. But yeah, Oregon lost. Top 10's gonna. I know I'm not a big fan of rankings till like 3 weeks from now, but top 10's gonna have a couple of moves. SEC, I'm making a prediction now. SEC championship's going to be decided by a coin toss. Well, no, I take that back because there's one undefeated SEC team. No, there's 2. It's Alabama and A&M. Alabama's only loss is to Florida State. So that doesn't even matter. Oh, that's awesome, Corey, going to the LSU Vandy game. That's going to be Vandy is no slouch. I think I was saying this last week. Like, what a time we live in where we're talking about Mississippi State and Vanderbilt being good. Isn't that crazy? I don't even. Kentucky's not even. I mean, they're kind of this like the relative slouch, but I don't even think there's a slouch in the SEC this year. The Big Ten took some hits today, though. Their top teams. Oh, Ohio State looked okay. Illinois might have been fraudulent, though. Indiana looked really good. Now, I didn't watch Penn State Northwestern. SC. Now, which SC are you talking about? Oh, South Carolina. They are good. They're just inconsistent. South Carolina is 8-4. They're gonna lose a game they shouldn't. They're gonna win a game they shouldn't. Kentucky is pretty much garbage. They're not good. The Mark Stoops, all he does is ruin spreads. He doesn't actually win games. Yeah. Yes. But South Carolina, they have like Dylan Stewart is going to be a top 10 draft pick. Lenore Sellers, if he ever, I don't know much about South Carolina's coaching. If King Advisors, if Caleb was here, he could talk more about that. But Lenore Sellers is NFL prospect as well. I think he'll do really well in the NFL. So it's the portal, man. We're at a time where all SEC is getting good. Well, I don't think it's just the SEC. The SEC is good, and the NFL draft says so because they always draft from like the most players from the SEC. But I think all of college football is getting good. That's an overstatement. Your top 50 teams are getting like closer together. Until they put until they put a salary cap for, I'm just going to call it what it is. Until they put a salary cap on NIL, it's just going to be the same. I don't want to get into the playoff talk about expanding playoffs, but until you cap the money, it's going to be the same teams in the playoff and the same teams winning it over and over again because they can pay for the players, pay for the staff, pay for the coaching. And whatever gets ESPN, ABC the best ratings, whatever team that is, which is why I'm a huge proponent in the Bamaganda. I don't think we have any Bama fans in the chat, but the Bamaganda is real. Okay. It's really real. I don't know if you guys watched that Mizzou game today, but Caden Proctor literally had a guy in a chokehold getting drugged, like trying to stop him from it sacking Ty Simpson. And there was not one holding flag thrown. Not one. Not a single one. And this is blatant. And then I can't remember the other guy's name. Is number 54. I do remember that. He's the right tackle. Like clotheslined a guy, like straight up just like WWE clotheslined a guy. And it's like, what are we doing here? This is like, I know holding happens on every play, like duh. But this shit is blatant, and they're just not. This isn't about Alabama. But the Bamaganda is real because they produce numbers for SEC, ESPN, and ABC. Oh, what a life. Dude, they're impervious to holding. They can't do it. It was the same thing last week against Vandy. Like the first half, Vandy out-physicaled Alabama. And today, Mizzou was the better team. But you know, Alabama doesn't get penalized on the line of scrimmage on offense. They just don't. But yet they can get these 70-yard explosive plays, but 3 of their offensive linemen are holding, and 2 of them are blatant. One of them is just egregious, and nothing happens. Like it's ridiculous. Same thing happened at Georgia when they played it in Athens a few weeks ago. I digest. Let's get back to what's important. The SEC championship this year is going to be decided by the coin flip at a Love's parking lot, because just about every SEC team is going to be 10-2. I don't know where A&M's 2 losses are coming from. I don't know where Alabama's 2 losses are going to come from, but they're going to happen. I think that's just going to be the nature of the beast. I will bet anyone here who's willing to a gentleman's bet of $1 about that. Any takers? Any takers? Obama has Tennessee next week. Matt, how do you feel about that? No, Matt, it's gonna be a Loves, dude, because Quick Trip is on Josh Pate, right? They sponsor Josh Pate, and the big media hates Josh Pate. Loves or Pilot, isn't Pilot a Tennessee? Isn't that a Tennessee sponsor? So it's not going to be them. And Buc-ee's, I don't even think they're involved in college football. So it's got to be Loves. It's got to be Loves. Cajun says A&M's going to lose to LSU. Played at Death Valley. I don't know. Oh God, what's the coach's name? Came there from Duke. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. He's got those boys playing good. Now, again, I'm not going to go through the who have they played, but like their defense is solid. Like they let Lagway look good kind of tonight for a few minutes, but they pretty much shut Florida down, which I know is not saying much, but they've done that to every other team they've played as well. So Ole Miss almost lost to Washington State today. Ole Miss plays Georgia next week. Georgia's not going to lose that game at home. Who else do they have? Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss has to play Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl at Mississippi State this year as well. I don't think they win that game because Ole Miss is notoriously terrible on the road. Matt says Buc-ee's owner is an A&M alum. Huh. You shouldn't feel bad. Talon Taylon Green, he's really good. Like if he had like one competent person on the offense with him, I think, Arkansas would be a problem. But it's literally the Taylon Green show. So don't feel bad. I think he averages like 330 yards or 340 yards a game of offense by himself. Like all purpose yards, like passing, rushing, everything. So, I mean, he makes everyone's defense look bad. So I wouldn't be too concerned, Matt, about that. Ty Simpson. So I'll tell you this, Ty Simpson looks really good. He looks good. But then if you watch like the line of scrimmage, again, the Bamaganda is real. There's 150 yards of penalties on the field that take away explosive plays every time, and they don't get called on Alabama. It's infuriating. It is infuriating. Matt, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'll hold you to it. I'll hold you to it. But I'm going to keep it short tonight because I'm running out of things to ramble about. As my mood, my temperature, my gauge as a Georgia fan right now, I'm super glad we won tonight. I'm confident that we will be in the playoffs. Where in the playoffs, I have no idea. And I'm doubtful we make it to the SEC championship. I think we have another loss coming. I actually thought it was going to happen tonight previously before the game happened because Jordan Hare at night is just weird. But I think Georgia's got another loss somewhere, and it's probably going to be a random, like Georgia Tech. Like Georgia Tech's going to be tough because apparently Georgia can't stop the option. They can't do it. They've never been able to do it. And Georgia Tech's legit. That's right, Matt. Good night. A win is a win in the SEC, even the ugly ones. That's right. But all right, guys, like, follow, subscribe, check back in next week. We're going to have all of our normal segments back in place, like about game day. Did they get their location right? We're going to go over our dart game of how we're picking numbers and all this, that, and the third. And I'll actually be able to entertain a conversation instead of just ramble about nothing. Later, guys. Love you, mean it. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It leads against both